It's the Jaden Show, and here's your host, Jaden Cornelius. It's Sunday. That means it's time for my show. I'm very excited because I get to speak to a very old friend today. Old because I've known her for many years, not because she is old. She is inspirational. She has really changed her life around. She is also really encouraging others to share their stories on her podcast channel. She's an amazing girl. You're really going to want to meet her. But let me just quickly show you some photos of her before and after. What a transformation. She's amazing. She's always been amazing. And she's encouraging so many people on her social media and on her podcast. So if you're watching this and you struggle with your weight, with the ups and the downs of weight loss, with not being able to stick at it, or with being really frustrated that it's not happening as fast as you'd want it, or it's happening too slow, or the minute you have a chocolate biscuit after 17 years of weight loss, you put all your weight back on, then this is the girl to speak to. Why? Because she has done it and because she is doing it. So let me introduce you to today's special guest. Please welcome Laura Holder. Laura H, welcome to the Jaden.
Hi.
How you doing, hun?
I'm good, thank you, darling.
You are looking drop deadly gorgeous.
Oh, don't get a little shy. I'm not good with compliments. I get embarrassed.
No, you're looking amazing. Like, we've known each other for how many years? Oh my God, 20, more than 20.
Way more than 20. I'm 44, so.
And I'm 38, so.
I reckon about 22, 24.
That's crazy, mate. And we don't look really different.
Nah.
We've just seen before and after photos of you. You look bloody different, mate.
I know.
You look amazing. What was the kind of like? Because you weren't even when I was like hanging around with you, you weren't big. You were tiny. So what happened within your life to make you gain that much weight?
I think when I was little, I was always quite big anyway. And then as I got into my teens, I lost a bit. But then I just sort of like, I think I mainly got bigger when I started having children and stuff. And, you know, you just putting the kids first all the time and just eating whatever is there. And then also, it's not always happy times when you have kids, you're tired and stuff. And you're sort of like, enjoy naughty food to make yourself feel happy because you can't go out anywhere, you can't go out drinking. So it's like, let's get a takeaway, let's treat myself some ice cream, let's have some chocolate. So yes, I think that's my problem.
Well, this is my life now.
Oh, you ain't big, you're all right. At least you can burn yours off. You don't stop.
Well, there is that, yeah. But so what was the point when you was just like, rah, man, I've got to change this. I'm not happy, I'm not healthy.
Right, so I've always had points where I've said that to myself, but I've never been that motivated to actually do it. So you always sit there and you go, I think I'm going to do it now. I'm going to start Monday. But that always starts Monday, doesn't it? But I'll be honest with you, it was COVID. It came along and it scared the life out of me. So it came and it started like, because I don't know if you remember looking at China, people were dropping dead on the street. There was people like dropping dead on escalators and stuff. It looked pretty scary. And that was like in the February. And I was like, this is scary. And then I think it was like 2 weeks later, the people that are overweight are dying quicker from it. And I was like, whoa. And then people started coming over this country and then people I like knew was getting it. And my friend's dad, he caught it on the underground and he was straight away, I think on his second week, put into a coma. in Guy's Hospital, and that scared me because he's quite young as well. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's starting to hit home now. And I got up one day and I thought, that could be me, that could be my husband. One of us could catch that and we could be severely ill or we could die. And this came out of nowhere, it scared me. Yeah. And I thought, like, what if I died tomorrow? Would I have ever achieved anything that I really wanted to achieve? And I thought losing weight is pretty simple and you couldn't even do that, Laura. And then also I was a bit like, well, you're also overweight as well, so you've got more chance of getting ill. And my mind went overdrive. And I thought, is this food really worth it? And then I started really looking at food like a different thing. And I was like, it's not really worth it. Why am I actually eating this food? And I really thought about what I've been doing to myself, because I unconsciously I'll just shove it in to taste good. And sometimes it didn't even taste good. I just wanted to finish it or not throw it away, because you get brought up to not throw food away and stuff like that. And and I just changed, and I just decided to stick to it this time. And I lost 7.5 stone through the whole of lockdown.
You are bloody amazing, mate. And you look phenomenal. Like, you look phenomenal.
It's a lot. And I didn't exercise once either.
Really?
Yeah, not one bit of exercise. Wow. So what I did was I first stopped eating of an evening. Like, so at 7 o'clock, I was like, stop eating of a night, because I've read about fasting, but I don't quite like fasting. I like the dirty fasting. It's completely different. Because I do like to have a can of Diet Coke, and some fasting people, they take it really seriously and they get a bit neurotic about it. And I'm not ready for being neurotic over it. So I was like, right, you can stop eating after 7 because it's actually healthy for you. Because apparently when we go to sleep of a night, if we've ate, our bodies then spend hours trying to turn it into poo. I don't mean to be disgusting. Rather than doing the job it's set out to do, is going to sleep empty, and then it's supposed to fix you and make you healthy. So I thought, well, I can at least start with that. So I started of an evening not eating after 7. And then I decided to try the morning fast as well. So I wouldn't eat until like 11. And then I just cut my calories. So I looked at myself, I was 8.5 stone. Wow. And I had to check how many calories I had to have for that weight to lose £2 a week. And I think it was something like 1,700 calories. So I went to 1,700 calories and it started falling off. And I was sleeping better and everything. So that's how I started it, just calorie counting and fasting. But whereas people would fast and they would, I don't know, they would have like, they won't allow themselves any calories. Like, so they'll drink just, when they're fasting, they would have water, black tea, black coffee, no sweetener. I would have a Diet Coke. So they call that dirty fasting. They say it doesn't work because but I'm proof it does work, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but you go in the fasting groups, there's murders. You are not doing it properly.
Like witch hunting. With me. You're like a bad skinny girl now.
Yeah.
You follow the routines. Well, for COVID, for me, I stopped smoking in COVID because I was like, I'm asthmatic anyway, and COVID scared me out of smoking. So I stopped, especially living in Mexico, it was so cheap. So I was like, I'll stop because I'm already asthmatic.
And you did stop. That's very good. I'm still smoking, unfortunately, and I will give up soon, but it's like my last vice. I don't drink as much, and I don't obviously go out to restaurants, and I'm like, my husband went, you're going to find it really hard to stop smoking because it's your last thing to give up. I was like, I know.
Oh, bloody hell. Well,
I'll get there.
Maybe not, because you've already been really super focused. And not only have you been really super focused, but you've also been an amazing encouragement to other people that have found it. I mean, I personally know people and I see their posts of depression on Facebook, like, I've dieted all week and didn't lose anything, or I've put on pounds this week. And what's the fucking point? Like, I've been doing this for 7 years now, and I'm fatter than what I was when I started. And it becomes like peaks and troughs. But I know that obviously you had thousands of, I think you remember you telling me that you paid for a very simple ad to kind of get your story of your weight loss success. And all of a sudden there was this influx of people wanting your tips and hints, right?
Yeah, I couldn't keep up with it. So what happened was, when I started losing weight on my real Facebook with my friends, I put it up. And then I got, just from my friends, I just like put up my weight loss. I was like, oh my God, you look amazing. and I got over 100 messages. And I said to my husband, this is actually quite sad. I said, because they're celebrating me outside where everyone can see it. They're like, you've done amazing, you look really good. And it's really nice to get compliments. But then I went in the inboxes and there was so much sad stories.
Yeah.
Like, there was people saying, like, some were saying, oh, my husband's calling me fat this and fat that. Not, I don't want to say the words on here.
Yeah.
And not very nice stuff. Some people said they was going in for gastric surgery. I think that's what you call it,
yeah.
gastric band or whatever. Some people were saying they just feel depressed. And it was horrible because I was like, oh, it don't feel as nice now to celebrate knowing that other people don't feel good. You feel like you're rubbing it in their face when you should be helping them, if that makes sense. Sorry. And I felt, being like the kind person I am, it was like, this is nice, but it would be nicer to help other people and let them feel the same. So my husband said, look, you love talking to people. Why don't you set up a little group, help out your friends and see if they can do it? And I was like, yeah, that's actually quite good because it made me feel good because although I've had that buzz, I'll get more of a buzz seeing other people lose it because I love spreading happiness. So I was well excited. So they started doing it and they was amazed that they was dropping it really quickly. So I think my first group, I think we had 70 people in it. Wow. And some of the girls was like, I think in 3.5 months lost like 2.5 stone. Someone lost 3.5 stone. It come off quick. And wow. I think it's because they'd never really took control of not eating of an evening, not eating of a morning. By the time you get to eating whatever calories you're allowed, it's quite a decent amount for whatever weight you are, but you start being a bit more sensible because you've not ate for that long. You're like, oh, I don't want to ruin it now. It's quite a good psychological thing for them. So I was getting success there. And then my husband said, why don't you do one not just for your friends, but for other people? And I was like, well, I don't know how you get people to follow that. And I looked into adverts. It said, if you spend £20, you get £20 free from like Facebook. So I was like, that's 20 quid, like I'll give it a go. And I made a little video up and I stuck it up and I was like, oh my God, the amount I got was unreal. So I got like just over 2,000 followers. I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? And the messages started coming. I was like, oh, I'm not very good at all this. So I was trying to keep out of it. And I said, look, we'll do like, because everyone could see what they could post. I opened also a private one for people. And so far, everyone's doing amazing. Like, it has lost momentum at the moment, but that happens. Mm-hmm. But you still got something they're going, and the weight loss and the confidence people are getting is unreal. Because I also want to teach people that you're never too old to also like do these things and love yourself and like, I don't know, take care of yourself and be like some of them, I said to them, like, what are your goals? Not just weight loss goals. And some of them like want to do a bike charity ride and stuff like that. And I'm like, why aren't you doing it? And they're like, oh, because this and that. And I'm like, you can do anything. So I also try and motivate people as well. And also try and teach them that when you're trying to lose weight, it's quite a selfish thing you have to be, because people try to take you away from it. They're like, come out for lunch. And people try to feed you, I noticed. And I'm like, you have to kind of tell them people no and be a bit selfish. And it's not in some people's nature. So I'm teaching them that as well, how to like say no to other people. So it's not just about weight loss. I'm trying to motivate them and empower them as well.
Rewire the brain, right? On the positive thinking.
Kind of like that.
I mean, for me, this is the biggest I've ever been in my life. And I'm getting old. I'm 79 kilos now. I don't know what that is. No, 79 kilos. Yeah, 79 kilos. So that's
about 11 stone.
About 12 stone, yeah, something like that. So
right. So I've got this calculus. I'm helping people lose weight when I've got this calculus. I don't know.
Because you know they're going to look at the end of it. You can advise them what.
I know.
You haven't got to count.
I think I've lost £3. This is what the scales say. Someone will go to me, it's £3.5. I'm like, that's what I've lost.
Even better.
Yeah.
As long as it works in your favour, you're all right. But like, I'm a comfort eater. So if I'm happy, I want to eat. If I'm sad, I want to eat. If I'm bored, I want to eat. If I'm lonely, I want to eat. So because it's the only, especially for me, it's the only consistency that I have in my life here. Yeah. So I like food. So, you know,
food is also a celebration. Food, like Halloween comes and there's like all these different Halloween treats. I noticed the other day that you can get Cadbury's cream eggs, but they're just called goo eggs now. But they're actually Cadbury's cream. I'm like, oh my God, you can get them in Halloween as well. Like food's everywhere. Like, and it's a wonderful thing. But what I have started to do now is eat better quality food and just a little less of it. Because I noticed that we think that some of our food's comforting, but really and truly, when you look at some of it, you just shove it in your mouth without really chewing it. You know, if you've done that,
tasting it sometimes.
Yeah, or even tasting it. So now I kind of like get to the point where I'm like I look at it and I think, I like that, but do I really like that? Or can I wait until later when I something really nice and enjoy it better? Yeah. And I sort of train my brain to that. And I think to myself, well, it's not going to hurt me a couple of hours till later, as long as I can get through to it, but I'll have a better reward then. So there's loads of different tricks I've been teaching myself to not indulge, because it's easy to, like, as you said, comfy. Oh my God, it's stressful. Quickly grab that, it make me feel better. It don't make you feel better. It's momentarily.
And then afterwards, you're going to bed nauseous, you're going to bed bloated, and it's like, why do I do this?
Yeah.
I just waited and had 17 more tacos. I didn't have to eat that packet.
But tacos are good.
Tacos in England are not tacos, darling. They're tacos in England. Here is tacos. This is how you do it. And so when you come over, you'll be able to put that as part of your
I'm definitely coming there. I'll be rolling out of that country. They'll be like, Jaden undone her weight loss.
Yeah, it's not been good for me, mate, the food, because it's bloody lovely. That's the only
I bet it's so tasty as well. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to teach people to eat tastier food as well.
Right.
Like something a little bit more flavoursome, you know?
Yeah. So, like, why eat bronze when you can eat gold, kind of thing?
Exactly that. Yeah. And to wait until you can get to that. Because, like, I don't know, like you, like, I don't know, for example, I used to grab, like, a croissant or go over the garage, or grab a muffin, and the muffins are all right. They weren't Waitrose muffins, and they were just like basic muffins. And I looked at the calories, like 500 calories, and I'm like, if I'd have waited one more hour, I could have gone to the cafe and had some chicken and like no chicken kebab and salad.
Full English or something.
The same amount of calories. Yeah, but I was impatient and I ate that, and it weren't that tasty anyway.
What I find really amazing, like, I can, like, and it happened to me today because I'm working. I'm starving. I've not had anything for like 6 hours. So I thought, right, I'm just going to stop at a 7-Eleven and get a cheese and ham sandwich, right? Why is it a cheese and a ham sandwich from 7-Eleven, which is absolutely crap, tastes so much nicer than a cheese and ham sandwich I make from the fridge when I get home?
It is weird, ain't it?
You know, it's probably because it's processed and buggery.
I know. But I'm like that. I like Marks and Spencer sandwiches, and I have to stop myself. The best ones are the Christmas sandwiches. No one has the Christmas sandwiches.
The turkey and stuffing.
The turkey and cranberry and stuffing. Oh my days.
The only good thing is we don't have any of that here, because obviously we don't. So you know, like a lot of I actually have to get Weetabix tea bags shipped in, custard shipped in. I have one packet of fruit shortcake biscuits, which at the moment I can feel myself salivating. That I've been in my fridge for like 3 weeks, because once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
And I can spend on tins of beans, 4 tins of beans, packet of tea, and 2 packets of Weetabix will cost me 40 quid.
What?
Because I have to ship it in from Canada or the States.
Wow.
So for me, it is gold now.
Yeah,
and I crave that more than anything else.
Yeah, so when you do it, it's like that is your luxury.
It is like, who would have thought that beans on toast and Weetabix with cold milk and sugar for breakfast?
I love Weetabix.
Just be like the Lord hand knitted that wheat biscuit himself.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I like that. Hand knitted that wheat biscuit.
But how crazy that food plays such an important part of our confidence, of our health, of our self-image, of our feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Weetabix. I mean, like, there's amazing food here, but to feel like I feel at home, I just need Weetabix sometimes.
It's comfort. But to be fair, everything you just said isn't that bad to eat.
No. In moderation.
You know? In moderation, yeah. Like you'd be surprised. Weetabix is like 127 calories for two.
Absolutely. But when you have
Like
eight,
nothing.
when you have 8 and 4, like 3 tablespoons of sugar, because oh my God, I've waited 6 months and I'm starving. I just need the
You've done the old days calories there, Jaden.
You see?
In your breakfast.
What I think,
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'll be honest, since doing this, because it's been like a year or so, now that my calories are lower, I'm actually used to it now. As like I actually start feeling too full if I go over.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, and I wouldn't have thought that, but that's because I've done it gradually. Like I find as well, a lot of the diet groups, they want you to lose slower, believe it or not, because they're getting more money out of you.
Yeah.
And this is what I said to my husband. He went, "Why is it coming off so quickly?" I went, "Because obviously we're combining the two together. And don't forget, everyone is on like Weight Watchers or Slimming World or the shakes or Juice Plus. Like it's designed to go slower. So when you give people these two basic things of fasting and calorie counting together, they're going, wow, it's coming off really quick. That's because that's what them other diets should really be doing, but they're slowing you down on purpose.
Intermittent fasting is phenomenally healthy.
It's so good for you. So good for you. Like my husband, he doesn't sleep very well. He doesn't need to lose weight or anything, but for 1 week he went, I'm going to do fasting, and he slept. And he's good. Well, look, been with him 20 years. He's had about 7 dreams in the whole time I've been with him. He had in the week 5 dreams in 1 week. Whereas before he'd only had 7 in the whole time I've been with him.
Wow.
That's unreal, because his body it was doing what it's supposed to do when he went to sleep.
Detox and process and everything, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's unbelievable, really, when you think about it, that you're putting stuff in your body and your body's sitting there trying to like get through it all and fix, like instead of fixing you.
Yeah.
And that's probably why.
Instead it's just digesting. Whereas normally you should be rehealing and everything should be renewing, but it's spending all its time just digesting.
Spending time digesting.
To bed. Yeah.
And then we wonder why we're so ill over it.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
We're all doing it. We're all sitting there.
I said to my mum, I said, all my problems with my health, mental and physical, it boils down to 2 things: what I put in my mouth and what I allow in my head. That's it. So the people in my life and the things that I eat, if I eradicated food and people, I'd be bloody healthy. Do
you know why I say this as well, right? It's funny you say that. I say to people, if there's negative people like friends in your life, that them friends that you could answer 1 million of their problems, but they will still moan about them a year later. They don't really want to change. They just want to moan. Mm-hmm. Like I call them the sort of drainy people. Yeah. Some of them, I just say, like, you can't really have them people around while you're trying to lose weight. You've got to keep them at arm's length. You don't get rid of them completely, but you have to be in a good headspace to lose weight. Mm-hmm. If people are negative around you, you take on their problems, you go indoors and you feel depressed, and then you could easily break your diet. I sort of found that if I didn't have all that negativity, I could concentrate better on myself. Like, you haven't got to go fully into that, like, and get rid of everyone, but you've got to try and eliminate too much of the negative energy that people bring to you. Because you do have
toxicity, right?
Sorry?
Toxicity is toxicity, whether it's what you're eating or what you're allowing, what you're permitting in your life. Yeah. And I guess as well, like people, and I know because I've been on both sides of the fence when it comes to being toxic and not wanting toxicity, is the fact that, like when you're in a mood, the last thing you really want is someone succeeding.
Yes.
Yeah. When you can't do it, when you can't get out of that depression pit, out of that weight loss pit, out of that I'm stuck at home with 7 kids and I can't do anything in my life pit, and then someone, I lost a lot of friends moving to Mexico, to Cancun, because they saw my feet in the Caribbean Ocean, and they can't do that because they chose to marry someone who lives on a council estate in West London. But it's all about choices. It's everything that brings us to this point in our life, and
it's very true.
And
they like, you can let people go, like, because if they don't want good intentions for you, they really shouldn't be around you. Like, and I noticed, like, even in some people in my groups are like, they'll say something like, oh, my friend phoned today and she was on the phone for 2 hours. I'm like, and I was meant to be going on a bike ride and I'm like, Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking like you need to cut that down and just be a bit selfish, like, because that's probably the same friend that's going to phone you again tomorrow and do the same thing and do it again. Like, you've just got to like set boundaries with people.
You can phone me after 2 because I'll be back from my bike ride by then.
Yes, then I can help you. Sort of like manage your life differently, like, and because I know it's as well the same with me. Like, since I've been like obviously putting myself out on like social media, I get a lot of inboxes of people with their problems, people that I don't even really speak to. Mm-hmm. It's really weird. They'll just come at me and go, "Oh, I see the other day," and I think, "Whoa, I don't even speak to them. They come at me with one of their problems." And like, I try to help them, and I think, "Oh, this is just so strange. Like, why have you come to me?" It's really weird. I don't know if they see me and that they want to put something on me that heavy, or they generally think she's a nice girl and I bet she could help me. I don't know.
Well,
I just find it really weird.
You're an outlet because you're now becoming you're now becoming a light. You're becoming like that will attract the moth. Whereas that moth, when there was no light, there was no change. You were just living your doldrum life, doing your doldrum stuff, you know, and being the mum and dealing with your family issues and working and eating whenever you get something in your mouth. All of it, you weren't interesting. You had no light. No. But then when you start to take that control and bring positivity and bring that light back, all of a sudden those little moths are like, oh,
that's exactly. I like that. You know, is it called an analogy? I like that.
So, you know, people are getting more attracted. What I love the most is not only do you have like a great fan base and encouragement base on your social media now, but you also have, because now you're all grown up, right? So sometimes you adult, you now have your Sometimes I Adult podcast, which is going incredibly well. Great that you are talking motivation. I love the fact that it's like, for me, it's like Woman's Weekly and Take a Break magazine, but with my friend in her Sometimes I Adult room.
Exactly that. You've got it in a nutshell. I started that because I do like to chat. And I also find that I wanted to like do something on social media. I also needed an outlet. I love interviewing people. I love being nosy. And if you're interviewing, you can like put people in a position where you can find out anything you need to know about that person. I need to know everything. So it's quite like an indulgence. Like, it's like, right, what can I ask them? And they can't get out of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. And also, I was looking on social media and thinking, there's so many people out there doing some quite amazing things, but no one knows this. Mm-hmm. Or there's people out there that have got a story and no one knows that story apart from the little few hundred people that are on there. And sometimes their story has to be heard. Yeah. Like, and it would be nice if their story was heard. And it'd be good to give people a voice and get their voices out there and give them like a little light on them, I guess, which is nice. And obviously, and I have some sort of like, I don't know what you call them, like semi-famous people as well, and just a little mix of everything. Like anything I find interesting, I like. Oh, I wonder if they'll do a podcast.
I think we must be related somewhere along the line at some point.
Million percent, we definitely are.
No, both like, and the thing for me was like, I'm thinking, right, I'm an artist, and it's COVID, and no one speaks English that much around me, so I just need to gas bag with someone. Like, I'm not like into gossip and stuff, but I just want a good old chat and get a cup of tea and just talk to somebody. And I want to make it entertaining because I'm an entertainer and this is my new outlet. So I think there's going to be certain collaborations between you and me in the not too distant future, darling.
Million percent. If you can shut us up.
That's the thing. Yeah, if we give anyone else a bleeding chance to speak, that'd be a miracle.
I know. We were talking so long before we even got on here.
I know. And actually saying that, maybe we need to bring this to an end now, because we could talk for Great Britain and Mexico, I am sure.
We really could.
And we're going to meet up again in the not too distant future, because I want to continue to find out and share what's going on in the Sometimes I Adult podcast. You audience, you would have seen below us all the places where you can find Laura and all the places where you can find the Sometimes I Adult podcast, my 1 year glow up which is if you need advice on weight loss and kind of, or not just weight loss, not just of your tummy, but of your mind maybe as well, then that's definitely a place that you need to be adding. So check Laura out. There's going to be places where you can find her. Laura, you're bloody amazing. You are an inspiration. You have done such good stuff.
I'm getting shy.
And it's amazing to catch up with you. It's been a long time since we were dancing in Off the Hook in central London.
Oh no!
I think we were the
How
only...
can you remember all these things?
Because it was bloody amazing. I think you and me were the only two white people there, wasn't it?
I think so.
Bloody amazing. Bloody amazing. Great music, great atmosphere.
Yes, definitely. And we all grown up now, but are we grown up? We're not grown up.
Like I say, if Harry Potter comes on TV, you can hear me screaming and running from the kitchen, darling. So sometimes I adult because sometimes I adult too.
Sometimes,
I try to keep it at minimum.
That's me, exactly. Just a little bit of adulting.
That's all you need, just to keep plodding
forward.
Laura Holder, thank you so much. You are amazing. And
so are you.
Come back and let's chat again very soon.
1,000,000%. Thank you.
Bye, hasta luego. See you later. Bye.
Bye, beautiful.
How amazing is she? And such a bloody good laugh. I could speak to her for days, and I'm looking forward to catching up with her more regularly and also possibly doing a couple of things for her podcast. So I suggest where you've seen links to be able to follow her, that you follow her and you check her out as well. She's a really, really super great girl with one of the biggest hearts I know, and you're going to really enjoy her podcast session. So please follow her. Well, we've come to the end of another Jaden show. So what shall we do now before we go? Quick tap dance, maybe soft shoe shuffle. Can't even say that. Or I could just leave you with some Jaden music. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I could leave you with a Christmas song because it's nearly Christmas. I'm going to leave you with Jaden Cornelius and my grown-up Christmas list. You get to see some of my kids in as well. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Take care. Bye-bye.
Do you remember me? I sat upon your knee. I wrote to you with childhood fantasies. Well, I'm all grown up now and still need help somehow. Not a child, but my heart still can dream. So here's my lifelong wish, my grown-up Christmas list, not for myself, but for a world in need. No more lives torn apart, that wars would never start, and time would heal all hearts. Never end. This is my grown-up Christmas list. As children we believed the greatest sight to see was something lovely wrapped beneath the tree. But heaven only knows the packages and bows can never heal a hurting human soul. No more this illusion called the innocence of youth. Maybe only in our blind belief can we ever find the truth.
Time would heal all hearts, and everyone would have a friend, and right would always win, and love would never end. Oh, this is my grown-up Christmas list. This is my only lifelong wish. This is my grown-up Christmas.